Hey, what's up?
Hey, you're here with
I made
me.
it.
Yes, you made it. You made it. Better late than never. So I was up here doing some things. I don't know what was going on with it, but I'm glad that you made it and that you're here. So I was just telling everybody about the show Monogamy. And could they be in an open relationship? Do they think that an open relationship or marriage could possibly potentially save their relationship?
hmm
Yes. So
What you
let's
think?
get into that. Um, I want to ask you, could you be in an open relationship?
No, I'm very traditional when it comes to relationship. I'm more of a
Hmm.
one-on-one type of person.
Yeah.
But I don't think it could save your relationship though. I think that if that's what you both want, if that's the route y'all want to take, that's fine. That's one thing. However, like if your partner is saying like, hey, like, I want to bring someone in and you're not with that, I think that's an issue. I actually sent you a video that's been going
Mhm.
that's been going viral on Instagram earlier. I guess you probably didn't get a chance to watch it, but it's a YouTuber and this guy that's
It was
does
a
face
skit. It was the gay monogamy debate
it
skit.
wasn't a skit, that was real life. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's what the
I seen it.
oh, okay, no, but that's what the guy's going through. That was his quarantine bay, and he felt like that he just found out that his quarantine babe want an open relationship, but he's like, that's not what I want. I don't know if I can do that. But the other guy's like, well, I'm not going to suppress my desires and stuff like that to I don't think I'll be able to do that. But I don't think an open relationship will save your life, like your relationship. I just think that it's something that you both have to want. If you get what I'm saying, like
Okay.
you both have to want a open relationship for it to
Right.
even work, because if one party want an open relationship and the other one want a closed relationship, then it's probably not going to work.
Yeah. I mean, so you didn't get a chance to see monogamy, right?
No, that's the whole series, right?
Yeah, and I'm so mad. It's
Yeah.
only two seasons, so let me just debrief you guys again. So it's four married couples, right? And it has a great storyline because they all end up being like connected to each other one way or another. So the experiment is them they're going to actually swap partners, but to swap partners you have to also give up or sign over all your assets to these people for this experiment. But now mind you, they never even got to see the people who's running this experiment or nothing. It's just like a silhouette of a person, right?
hmm
So at the end of the experiment you are to see if you want to stay with your partner, your current husband or wife, and work it out, or if you no longer want the marriage and you want to separate or go about your business. But the twist to it is that whoever decides to get the divorce and say they want to walk away, they walk away with everything, and you leave the relationship with nothing, right? So the one thing that I do like about that was, four couples and four people ended up walking away. Like four people actually ended up going to be with the person that they actually were paired with. So I thought that was a good thing because it also had let two people found themselves. You know what I'm saying? Two to three people, they found themselves and who they were and realized where they were when they met one another and things like that, and what keep them going and how they just really no longer were working for each other, and that's why their marriage was having a lot of issues. But in the
hmm
other one, which goes with the gay debate that you sent to me in Instagram that I did see, the girl that's married to the guy, she actually wants to stay with the guy only because that's who she wants to be married to, because they are invested and they have things together. But she really wants to explore and be with women. And he's like, I'm not with it. Like, I'm not with it. What are the guidelines? What are the rules? What are we going to be able to do? And, she explains that to me. And he's like, look, I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm willing to try it. You get what I'm saying?
hmm
So that's why I was like, this will be very interesting because I know a lot of people who are in like open relationships. Like Janelle said, she said no, she couldn't do the open marriage relationship thing, but she wouldn't mind if they like did the swinging thing maybe once or twice every now and again. So
But
for
what's
me,
the
I feel like,
difference? That's kind of like the same, I feel like swingers open is still like a sense of that you can have sex with other people.
mm-hmm. Yeah, and actually on the show, one of the girls, she ends up pregnant and don't know if it's by the guy that she had to do the experiment with, or if it's by her husband. I think it's by her husband, but it just got messy. So I feel like an open relationship, can it save your relationship? I think it all depends on what's going on in the relationship. Be only because I seen this series, and
Mm-hmm.
it had a good outcome for one, even though they ended up together. But before she had even knew that they were going to end up together, she was like, I know I no longer want this marriage. I'm finding who I am, and we really aren't happy. So it actually gave her an eye opener to like, hey, let me let this relationship and let this man go. You know what I'm saying? Let him find his thing to be happy, find my thing to be happy. Me, I can't be in an open relationship. Um, but I do think that once you stay with your partner and you know that they're cheating, you are in an open relationship. You are in an open relationship if you stay. You hear what I'm saying? You follow
Right.
me?
Yeah.
So
Like some people
so
are in an open relationship, but they never really even establish the rules, or
yeah, yeah, like they're in an open relationship and they haven't established the rules, or you know what your significant other is doing, and you decide to stay anyway and turn. We like to turn a blind eye and things like that. I do think that if you are going to be in an open relationship, it shouldn't have a title on it. I think you would just call that single and mingle, right?
But
What
single,
you
I
think?
mean, you're in a relationship. I don't,
I
why would you
know,
say
but it's
single?
just like what Courtney said. Hell no, it's not a relationship if it's open. So it's kind of like, yeah, I wouldn't want to put a seclude a title on it
I
if
think
we're going to be
sometimes titles
together for
are
years.
definitely important. I think titles are important, especially like something like that. I think you definitely need to have like clear boundaries and certain rules like, okay, if you go outside of this relationship, we need to make sure it's always protected and things like that. So I mean, I think
Mhm.
call it what it is. It would, if you're in a relationship and your partner can sleep with other people and you can sleep with other people, it's an open relationship. Why are we beating around the bush? Let's call it what it is. Let's state the facts and then
Mhm.
come up with some good, well, some boundaries that we both agree on. But definitely call it what it is. Call it what it is. I think anytime you're dealing with something that heavy anyway, you definitely need to just be upfront, call it what it is, and say, okay, how do we move forward with this if we want this to work?
Hmm. So
Yeah.
I do think that and if you have something like that, I think it just opens the door for other stuff to come, come and cause issues in a relationship. Because some people will still sleep with the person or the outside party. It's like when you're in an open relationship, are you supposed to stick with one person or are you able to see whoever? You know
It,
what I
it all
mean?
depends on the rules that that couple come up with. Couples that are in open relationships, they come up with the rules that work best for them, you know. So
Right.
it is a relationship. I think I know some people, I hear a lot of people say that, I think it was Courtney who said that. I hear a lot of people say, oh, if it's open, it's not a relationship. This is what works for this couple and they're in a relationship. So it's all about what works for that couple. If that couple say, hey, we can do it once a month, you get a hall pass once a month, or however whatever rules they come up with, that's the rules that they need to abide by. I don't feel like an open relationship will open up more than any other thing that another relationship will open up, because you have to stick by the rules that you agreed upon. This is what we need to honor. So like if you're in a relationship and it's not open and you cheat on me and we had this conversation, then you just, you didn't honor the agreement that we had. So just like any other relationship or open relationship, the people that's in that relationship have to honor the agreement.
I would think that it would have to really be some clear boundaries. Some people are
But
able to
see, I
do it.
think that I think that with even a regular relationship, there need to be clear boundaries. I'm really big on boundaries. Like
Yeah.
so with the Instagram post that you saw, the guy, his quarantine bay, he didn't know
So
that.
wait a minute, his Courtine babe, is that somebody he met doing Courtine?
Basically they started dating around that time or something, but
Oh,
that's that he didn't they didn't have a clear intentions. Like, what do you want? What is your definition of a relationship? What do you a relationship look like to you? If they had these conversations, then you wouldn't have these issues right now. I think that, so I'm always about boundaries, stating your expectations up front, and then coming up with agreements. Because if
mm,
he invested, I guess, about like 2 months with this person, But I mean, I guess they never talked about what were their expectations moving forward in a relationship. That's why
I
I'm
was about
so
to say
big on
that.
always
I was about to
stating
say.
your expectations.
I was going to say that it sounds like you know how you like to be, and we like to be transparent. It doesn't sound like this just came about. Like I'm pretty sure there was some signs there that your bae wanted to be and have more than one bae.
I think that again, like you have to be like dating is about clarity and getting to know someone. You have to be clear on your intentions. What are your intentions with
Mhm.
moving forward with me? How do you a relationship like what's your vision of a relationship? Like I think if people have those conversations, then you can avoid a lot of stuff that happens that comes up in relationships later on down the line.
So Courtney said, "How is cheating if it's open? The whole purpose of open is to see other people while having a main person."
Yeah, but all relationships they have their certain rules that they follow. So open relationships have rules that they follow. It might can't be a
Mhm.
friend, you might have to use a condom. So if you go outside of our rules, then you weren't loyal to the rules. You didn't honor our agreement. So that is basically like cheating. You were
Well, you
disloyal
know
to
what?
me.
But you know what? Since you said that, that actually happened on that show. Like some of the couples said that they weren't supposed to, or they weren't going to sleep with the new person that they were going to do the experiment with, and some of them goddamn broke that promise. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So, when she went back, when the one guy went back home and he came back, he just was like, you know, how did you do that? How did you break this? How did you do that? And she's like, well, how didn't you? And he was like, because I'm married to you. So she, you know, so now it's like, even though they know they signed up for this experiment, they are
Hmm.
still dealing with the fact that some of their partners broke the agreement. Now, they say, they always like to say that the flesh is weak. They say the flesh is weak, and it's very, very tempting. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I couldn't be in an open relationship. Like I couldn't be in an open relationship. Just like the last show that we did, when the one person who told me their secret that her partner cheating saved their marriage. I don't believe in shit like that. Like it's like I don't understand how that works. But like you said, every relationship has their own boundaries and rules that people understand and that they abide by. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I know for me personally, I couldn't be in an open relationship. That would be too much like cheating to me. I couldn't be in an open relationship, and I don't see a man being okay with being in an open relationship if she wanted to deal with other men and bring men into it. You know what I'm saying? To me,
I
it would
think
be
that
like,
if
why
a
don't
man
y'all just
want
all
to,
get together and just have
mhm.
one big orgy fest?
I mean, everyone have their own things that they into. Some people might not be in the orgies. They might not want to see their partner with someone else, but they might want to sleep with other people and is mature enough to say, I know I want to sleep with other people, and you might get the urge to sleep with other people. That's fine. I just don't want to see it. So, do you want that? Like,
Mm.
so I think it's fine. Like if it's, whatever, however they come up with the rules and agreements, and that's fine. Like, I don't
So,
look down
so
on
when
it.
you say, so look, this is going to take me to something else. When you say you don't want to see it, so what about people who are in relationships who may know what their partner is doing and just saying, because we're all famous. I know I'm guilty of saying it once upon a time. Some of y'all probably guilty of saying it. Might want to not be honest about saying it, but I always, I've said before, you better not let me find out, or I don't care what you do, just don't let me find out about it. I feel like that statement right there is like a big no. You know what I'm saying? Because then you have somebody that say, well, you said I can do what I want to do, just don't let you find out about it.
Right.
People will take that into a whole nother, you know, wave and really, really, really go above and beyond. And some of them will use that and say, well, hey, that was a conversation we had. So when you said that to me, I thought that meant that I could go do whatever I wanted to do, long as you didn't know or find out about it. What do you think?
I think that's why you have to be clear on when it comes to relationship, just be very clear on exactly what you're communicating to your partner. Communication is the key. I mean, it sounds like you're giving someone a pass to cheat on you, but just be careful about it. Don't let me find out. So anyone who would make a statement like that to me sounds like someone that's lying to themselves, saying, "I know he's going to cheat on me, but I hope he don't." But I mean, you already feel like you know he's going to cheat. So why not just sit down and have the conversation like two adults and let's state the facts and say what it is, and come up with, like,
Yeah.
if it works for you, then let's come up with some way that I can feel comfortable with, an open relationship. But if not, maybe that's just not the person for you.
Right, right. Maybe that may not be the person for you. Um, so how would you handle that? How would you guys handle it if the person that you're with decided to come to you and say, "Hey, I want to have an open relationship"? Would you stay or would you leave? And I mean, you be honest with your answer, because we have people out here who get caught cheating all the time, and you stay. You get what I'm saying? Like you say, they'll convince themselves, like, okay, or turn a blind eye and things like that. I really don't think, a lot of times when people give like answers to certain questions like that right away, I just feel like that's just an emotional answer until they're placed in that predicament, because we do know like people will stick and stay in a whole relationship because somebody gonna feel like they can change the damn opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, he or she's, they ain't mean that they're gonna eventually change and not want to do it. Like, if your partner came to you and told you that they wanted to have an open relationship, would you stay or would you leave?
Yeah, I think that also that if someone cheat on you one time, like, people can mess up in relationships, and that's not saying that they're gonna continuously cheat on you, but I think that someone can make
You know
mess
how I
up.
feel about
And
that.
huh?
I said, you know how I feel about that.
You don't think, you like, if someone cheated on you, I mean, for me, I don't think cheating is like the worst thing you could probably do in a relationship. I think you can recover from it. So
Mhm.
yeah, someone,
Absolutely. I think
yeah.
I think you can recover from anything.
Yeah, so I feel like if someone cheat on you, I mean, just go to the table again and talk about, like, what we need to do to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Hmm. Queen said, "Fuck no, I'm leaving. I'm not settling." And Shanita said, "As long as I can do what I want to do, then that's
I mean,
fine."
yeah, that's fine. I think
Yeah, so
that's fair. Like,
I guess it all depends on you and like really what you want for yourself. Some people is just like, I want LeBron Tate so bad that he can do whatever the fuck he want to do, and I'm gonna be right here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna do me, or I'm gonna be right here and stay with him. And then you have some people who's like, no, I'm not with that. I'm leaving. Like, why? What about me says that? Do I not love myself that much? You know what I'm saying? That I'm willing to stay in a situation that I truly don't want to be in just because the fuck I love you and really want you or got all these years with you. So that's like you're sacrificing what you want for yourself. So yeah, I like what Queen said. Like, that's like settling. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
if that's not for you, then yeah, it definitely would be settling. But if you both agree on it, then
Charles
I
said
don't feel
what
like it is.
Charles said. What Charles said? What's to talk about? I guess referring to when you're saying come back to the table and talk about it once someone cheats because they can be recovered, because it can be covered. Charles, as a man, said, well, what is there to talk about? David said, I'd rather just let her go if she came to me with that. I wouldn't trust her again. Yeah, I feel
Some
that
people, I
too.
think it's good to know yourself. Some people might can't handle it to be with someone who they know cheated on them. So if you know you can't handle it, then you have to make the right decision that's best for you.
I think that like that what you said is very, very important. You have to know yourself. You got to know yourself. You got to know. No, nobody else can tell you what you can deal with, what you can handle, how much pressure you can take, what's your breaking point, what's your deal breakers, what's your red flag. Only you know how much you can really take and do anything like and do all of those things like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
basically.
yeah. Shanita said that doesn't mean you don't love yourself because most men cheat. So what you want to leave one cheater and go get the next cheater? I mean, I believe you are what you attract. If you do better and you get better and you heal yourself and you do the work, I don't think you could go and attract another cheater. I just think that we meet people where we are in our lives. Everybody doesn't believe in that, but
Hmm.
some people do, but I wouldn't say stay with a cheater just because you might go and get another one. I say it all the time. I'd rather start over with 100 different niggas than to go through the same shit with one nigga 100 times. But that's just me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
I've lived and I've learned, and when you go through things, sometimes you know what you do and do not want, and what you want to deal with. So I'd rather have 100 happy new beginnings than 100 fucked up endings. You know what I'm saying? With the same person. That's just crazy. That's just crazy to me. Um, like, I don't get that.
I'm
Like,
laughing. She
because
said,
like I
I'm a realist. Y'all in denial. So, I mean, for her, Shanita, do you think every man cheats? So, like, are you in a relationship and the person you're in a relationship with, do you just feel like, okay, they're going to cheat and we're just going to get over it? Like once they cheat, like how do you feel like if you're in a relationship, like what's your thought on that? Like, do you just say I'm whoever I end up in a relationship with, they're going to be a cheater because all men cheat?
Great question. Someone wants to answer that? If Shanita don't
I
answer
definitely should
it.
need a. I'm curious. Um,
Oh, okay, that was for Shanita.
yeah,
Okay.
because she said, I'm a realist. Y'all are in denial. So I'm thinking she's talking about like cheating and stuff. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think that
Hmm.
a lot of the times because people deal with a lot of things and people go through everything. I don't believe all men cheat. That's not. I don't feel like that. I mean, of course, growing up, I've heard that. You know what I'm saying? All men cheat. All men cheat. But I don't believe every man cheat. I'm with you, Charles. Some men do cheat. Some women do cheat, but not all
Hmm.
of them cheat.
She said
Go
not
ahead.
every man cheats. It's all the married men that keeps coming at me. Mm.
Huh?
She said not all men cheat, but it's the married men that keeps coming after her.
Oh, okay. So married. So you got a lot of married men that keep coming after you. And have you since you a realist and not in denial? Did you ever bite? Like, I mean, if 25 married niggas is hitting me up, you turned down all 20? I'm just curious. I just want to know. Like, have you turned down all 20? Um, I think that a lot of the times married men be cheating. And most of the time when people step out, it's usually because of what they're not getting at home, and I think it's probably poor communication. So that's good because that's a good segue into the next little topic that you can deal with, that you
But you
can
said it's not what they're getting at home in poor communication. I do, you know how I feel about cheaters. I feel like there's a character in
that's why I was
that
that's why I was
person.
going to say, like, this
So
is good because
yeah, yeah.
sometimes you have some people who do communicate how they feel with their partners and it just does not change, and then you have some people who aren't. But I don't think someone just woke up overnight and just started cheating. I think things happened and led to that.
Mm-hmm.
What? What
I was
is,
reading the comment. He said
you
Shanita.
were like, he's not
He
look
said
y'all
going.
tonight,
He
the
said
coach
going
the coach is
going through
in
your
these
pictures.
comments.
I see
He is loving.
ticks to see from. Okay, so he's just gonna go and see if she. I guess she attracts like married men or something. It's a, if he feel like it's the energy she's putting out. But what was the next topic that you wanted to segue to?
So it was going with that, basically what Shanita helped us segue into that, as far as married men or people in relationships cheating. Do you think that a conversation is had, what to do when the conversation is had, or and nothing is changing? Like, do you walk away? Because you got some people who don't want to walk away. A lot of people are in relationships today, it seems like, for convenience. Like I said, I seen a post that was like, would you rather cry in Cherry Hill, or would you rather cry in Paris? And I seen a lot of people say, "Oh, I would rather cry in Paris." And I was like, "Oh my God," you know, But to each his own. But what do you think about that? I guess it's the circumstances and the condition of the relationship. I do know, like, a secret to goes with that comment and that statement. I did have a conversation with someone here recently who did say that she's staying with her soon to be fiance for financial reasons, because he's stable. You know what I'm saying? He has stability and she's
Okay.
stable as well. But she's like, what the fuck? I'm not gonna not marry him and go on and have to find my own place and pay all my bills by myself. So, I don't know. I,
Well,
I
that's
feel
what
like
she's
with her
selling them for.
situation.
She's selling them for that. Then
Mhm.
I mean, so I mean,
What do
you
you
got to
think?
know
What
you
do you
got to
think?
know your worth. What?
I know that you say that women set the tone and the standards for dating and relationships.
Hmm.
What do you think? Just an opinion. I don't believe there's one specific answer for this, but what is it now that's just making everyone okay with settling? Whereas if you don't want to tolerate certain things or you've grown, it's like it's looked at as settling if you don't agree with it, or if
I say women set the tone when it comes to dating. You set the stage on how you date. In a relationship,
uh,
then you both come to the stage and you set what works best for you guys in that relationship. But
mhm.
I think a lot of people suffer because they don't know their self-worth, poor self-esteem. poor self-esteem. Yeah. I mean, because if you know
So
your
you
worth,
think,
then you're not going to just settle. You're going to
hmm
keep looking for what you want, and then once you
so
find
it's
it,
so basically it's like some internal work.
yeah, yeah, you got to do the work on yourself.
Y'all hear that? Nicole said if y'all settling, y'all got some self-esteem issues. I
I mean,
agree.
if you're selling them for, yeah, if you're selling them for something, especially that like it's not good for you, then it's an issue within yourself.
Make sure you guys, if you're here, give us a heart, thumbs up. Make sure you share. Hit the tag button, share. It don't cost you nothing to share. Y'all ain't doing nothing. Just share. Just hit it and share it. Um, let's see. What they going? They is going at it in them comments, ain't they?
Hmm.
See, David said he's never cheated on his wife. Go
That's
ahead, David.
that's good. I
Go
think so.
ahead, David. He said, I never, Queen said, I've been through someone that cheated. It's not good enough for me personally. So I'm guessing she's saying she stayed with someone that cheated. I mean, I was a victim of that too, but now it's like, come on, we not, sir, we not doing this. Is too many niggas out here. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'd rather have 100 new beginnings. Um, the other thing too, as far as in the group. So it was this post. Oh no, before we get to that, Dave, I just seen his comment. He said, compromise. No one is perfect. So I always like when people say, especially when it comes to cheating and things like that, that no one is perfect, because I always like to say, but people ain't that fucked up either, because it's like,
Hmm.
that you're doing something that could hurt my feelings. You know what I'm saying? You know that you're doing something to go outside of our relationship with whatever it may be. Some people can get over the physical part of cheating and talk about it. And then some
Hmm.
people can't. And then some people, the emotional connection. To me, an emotional cheating is just as dangerous as a physical, if not maybe even more, because now that mental is there, that conversation, and you may ask them how he or she how their day is going, and in the back of your mind, you're like, well, I don't know, because Cornell could be doing the same things, and some there's other secret. The lady said that her husband came home and told her when she found out he cheated. She asked him what it was, and he was like, the other young lady understands him. She understands him. She's there for him emotionally and mentally, and she was like that ate her up, because she's always been there. She's always tried to talk to him and communicate with him,
Hmm.
but he just wouldn't do it. So she said that it kind of hurts her that he has found interest in this other woman, but he don't
And
want
did
to be with
did
the
she
other
stay with
woman.
him?
She is still with him. He don't
Hmm.
want to be with the other woman. He still wants his wife. So she's battling with right now, like, what do I do? Because he has this emotional connection with another woman, but he doesn't want to divorce me, because he's saying he doesn't even want to be with her, but it's an emotional affair. Is that what we're
That's a
gonna call it?
conversation they need to have. If she thinks she's showing him the emotion that he needs, and he feel like she's not giving him that, then they need to have a conversation and say, well, what does that look like for you? What can we do to make sure that you feel like you're getting what you need at home? But sometimes it sounds like that could be like a manipulation also. Like, oh, you're not being giving me this at home, so I'm gonna go out and get it. Like, well, did we have a conversation about me
Right.
not giving you that? So, I mean, yeah.
And I like what Queen T Bed said. She said people are damaged and think that the only person who want them is the person that they're with. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I definitely agree with that. That a lot of times people don't want to walk away from relationships and stuff because they feel like the only person that's going to want you is Rashawn. And Rashawn ain't the only one that's going to freaking want you. Charles said, how can you cheat and not feel that you're hurting your significant other? Y'all don't feel that. I feel that. Yeah, and I'm glad that you're a man that you feel that, because it's very
Hmm.
rare that you'll find a man that is willing to be open and honest. Like, that's a problem. That stuff would have hurt, that's gonna hurt my feelings. I don't get it. I think that nobody thinks about that, because let's think about it. In the act, when you about to get some cootie cat, you ain't thinking about nobody but yourself. You
Hmm.
ain't thinking about nobody but yourself.
Right. Yeah, a lot of times that's how people are. So I mean, yeah, you got to put yourself first and make the right decision for you if you were someone that was cheated on.
If you were someone that was cheated on, you definitely got to do the work and try to figure it out and
And
see. And a
put
lot of
yourself
times, you know
first.
what though, and another thing, I'm not going to point all the blame on a guys and the women, because a lot of the times too, I feel like when people stay in relationships where their partner has cheated and you only know you only know the basis. A lot of times you don't really know what has gone on. Maybe she may have stayed because she knows she done some shit he don't know about. You know what I'm saying? Or he might have caught her interacting with
Hmm.
somebody, or she, you know what I'm saying, or he may have caught her interacting with somebody. So a lot of times I don't always think that people always stay just because it's like, I feel like this is the only person I can get, I don't want to let them go. Sometimes they stay because it's like, you know what, I'm gonna forgive you because nigga, you don't know what I did.
Yeah, if they can get
So
past it, then yeah, you
that
know.
that happens. That happens too a lot of the times. So the other thing, like I was saying, what was in the group, you guys, give me a heart, thumbs up. Make sure you share. We are here today. We are here. So the post in the group, do you have it pulled up, or you might have to?
No, I don't
All
have
right,
it
I
pulled
can go.
up.
I can go to it. I'll go to my notes because I like this. This post was very, 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 very interesting to me. So this post, and the post that was posted in the group, it said, if you, let's see, it said, if you are sleeping with someone, should you feel entitled to receive assistance from them financially? Okay. They were on this post, they were chit chatting, they were going back and forth. How do you feel about that? If you, coach, are dealing with somebody and sleeping with them, are you entitled for some assistance if you
No,
need
well,
it?
I don't. No, you should. Why would you feel entitled to help someone? Why would you feel entitled to make someone else issue your issue? That's an issue in itself. You feeling like you have to make someone else issue your issue, that's saying that you don't feel like you matter that much. If I have to make someone
Mm-hmm.
else issue my issue, but I don't even think that if you're dating, you should be splitting finances. Like when it comes to that, you should be able to be. I mean, I've recommended to my clients that if you dating someone, they should be financially stable and ready to enter into a real relationship. If not, maybe they're not ready to date right now. If they need to ask you for
Mm-hmm.
for some money, and if you're dating someone, like if you're dating someone
Mm-hmm.
and they asking you for money early on, then that's a red flag to me. It's like, well, why can't they ask their friends or their family? Why would you come to someone that you're dating and just getting to know and ask them for money? That's an issue. That's probably saying they burnt a lot of bridges
Well,
that they can't go
I
to
don't
those
think that.
people.
Well, that wasn't specifically for people that dating or seeing. It was just open
Right, for sleeping,
question.
but I'm saying I don't even think that people that you're dating should ask you for money. So definitely someone that you're just is no emotional connection. Well, if you're just sleeping with them, because it's supposed to say just well sleeping with, so I'm just thinking that might not be an emotional connection. I'm not sure, but I mean, yeah,
Charles,
but no, but
Charles, about what you chewing? I'm staring at you chewing. I'm sorry, y'all. It's this cinnamon toast crunch, like little things like this, and it has a filling in it, and it is so good. I was trying to, sneak it on the low, but well, you know me. So that post, David was one of the guys on the post as well. In his answer, he was saying, I'm gonna sum it up. I'm not gonna read it. He was saying that, he'll help anybody, so it doesn't really matter. He'll help. Tomato. Some people, a lot of the guys was like, no, they looked at it as being a form of prostitution, right? So I thought that was a little too far fetched in between. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, I don't know, but y'all know me because I made it clear. Because some people was like, well, you aren't entitled to it, and I'm like, well, whatever word you choose to use. Me personally, I'm not dealing with anybody that can't do anything for me. That's just me. If you can't do anything for me, if I can't ask you for help, or
but are you
or
saying
if you can't,
sleeping or dating too? Like
I'm talking about all the above for me. So
oh,
everybody,
okay.
like, we all are different. Everybody has their own different things. For somebody, if I'm just sleeping with them, if I'm just sleeping with you and that's just something that I want to do, then that's just something I want to, that's just something that I want to do. So it's like, no, I probably wouldn't come to you and ask you anything, but
Hmm.
I can't even say that because again, I'm not fucking with nobody that can't do nothing for me. I'm sorry. Like, you know how they always say that you know different things that you see when you come up and you can have an effect. Like for me personally, like my mom had, I never seen my mom deal with no broke ass dude. I've never seen my mom ever have a boyfriend or whatever, however you want to put it to make it fit the scenario. She did it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
she didn't. And, you know, some people feel like if a man can, and seen on the post, Kathleen and them was like, if a man can ask me for some pussy, why I can't ask you for anything else? So again, the guys was like, oh, that's prostitution. So what you saying? And then some of the guys was like, no, yeah,
I think
I would
I
help you.
mean, but if a man asks you for some sex, are you doing it because you want to have sex with him too, or are you doing it to get something else out of it later? I mean, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like if you're having sex with someone, you should be doing it because you want to do it. You want to have sex with them like they want to have sex with you. But like for me, I'm like I say, like I think that an adult should be financially stable and able to take care of their own business. And it would be a red flag for me. Like I wouldn't be wanting to move forward with someone else that's asking me for some money. Yeah, like if we're not married, then don't even look at my finances.
So when you're in a relationship or when you're dating, when you're in a relationship, you don't help your partners
My partners don't
if
need
they
help. They're
need it.
financially stable.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
anyone I've dated,
He
we
said
ain't
he
ever,
don't.
we
He
don't do
said he
that.
don't ask for it. Well, he said, well, the problem is we don't love anymore. He said that he don't date people who need help. Okay, well, you are so lucky and blessed because
I think a
everybody
lot of
does
people
not.
can be, yeah, I mean, that's one,
Um,
for me, that's just like, why you, like, I don't want to get in a relationship and take on someone else's problems. That's
so
the issue for me.
so you don't think that all people so you don't think that some people fall on hard times.
Yeah, some people fall on hard times, but that's like if you're married, then yeah, I'm helping you out if we're married. But if we're dating, then you should be able to ask your mother, your grandmother, or your best friends. You shouldn't be asking me and we're getting to know each other. If you can't go to those people and ask them, then there's an issue. That's the red flag. Why can't you go to your grandmother, your mother, your father, or your best friends before you come into someone that you're dating and getting to know? If we're not married, then don't look at my finances, and I'm not looking at yours.
Yeah, you know, well that is so good because over this motherfucker, if my daughter got a man, she can't call and ask me for nothing. I'm like, and that's one thing I can say. When I was living, you know, in my relationship, I couldn't call my mother or my friends and them and say, hey, do you have $30 or do you have $500 for all of this? She gonna say, don't you got a fucking man in there with you? So, you know, what do you, why are you calling me? So if anything is gonna be, you better ask that nigga that's laying up in your house, that you kicking, that you cooking, cleaning, giving the cootie cat up to and all that. For instance, like me, I had my own money and everything like that. And I guess just like you said, you've never dealt with anybody who wasn't not financially stable. You know what I'm saying? You on your
Mhm.
Beyonce shit, which is good. Me, I've never encountered and dealt with a man that had a problem or didn't want to do for anything for me or you know at all. So you know, I guess it all it's going to vary from person to person because um we all have different things that we want. Me, if you can't fucking help me, if you couldn't help me on a bad day or a rainy day, like for instance, nobody saw this coronavirus shutting jobs and shit down. There's a lot of people that need help and assistance. So
Mhm.
it's like I wouldn't say, well, you are financially unstable because you need help because this virus has closed your job down. And I'm not going to help you because that's your problem. Like I think, and I'm dealing with you and shit like that. Like that's not. If I can't be with you and know that you got my back and I have yours, then I don't need to be kicking it with you anyway. So I guess just like you, I've gotten lucky. You know, usually for me, you can hear or you can see or I can tell you, oh, what you doing? Oh, I'm about to go do this. Oh, boom. Oh, what was that? Oh, I just deposited some money in your account. Oh, Okay, well, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Or if I'm out at the bar, oh, what you doing? Oh, I'm out with my friends. Oh, okay, boom. They've just sent me money. So I don't. I guess it all depends on who you deal with.
I
I
think,
wouldn't necessarily
yeah,
say
but I
that you
think a
are
lot of people
responsible.
play house. I'm not into playing house. Like I'm not mixing. For me, I don't mix finances, and I don't think people should mix finances unless they are married. And that's fine. A lot of it works for some people, but no, I would recommend my clients not to. I think it's a red flag, and yeah, I
Mhm.
didn't ever have to go to anyone I'm dating and say, "Hey, can you give me like something?" Like I have family and I have friends, and if I'm just getting to know someone, and yeah,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna feel comfortable with asking them to help me out when I would feel uncomfortable if someone came to me. I'm like, yeah, you should have people in your corner that's gonna help you out, not me, and you just getting to know me, or like we ain't even engaged or we ain't married. I can't get with that.
Damn, my nigga. So I couldn't call you for no Chick-fil-A.
You should be able to buy your own Chick-fil-A, hopefully that at least. But
What?
no, no,
Come back?
no.
No,
If
I'm
I
not here
no,
for it.
if I wanna if I'm planning a date, I'm paying for the date. Like yeah, when I'm dating someone,
I ain't
they
talking about
plan
no
dates,
date, nigga.
they pay.
I'm asking you. I'm asking you right now. You can't send me no buy me no Chick-fil-A.
I would be like, no, like what? No, like you should be able to. But I'm saying, like, if I'm coming to your house and I'm passing a fast food place, yes, I might say, hey, do you want something to eat or something like that? But don't come to me asking me like, oh, I need help with rent,
Coach
bills, or
said
nothing
he
like
is
that.
not here for it. Miss Vibrations,
Mm-mm.
if the fuck I ain't passing a food place on the way, don't
I
you
don't, I
ask
don't,
me
I
about
don't
it.
believe in playing house. Like, like I've always, even when in my relationships, I've always had my own place. They had their own place. I think that if we move in together, we need to be ready to make that next step, if not even after like marriage. But yeah,
That's
no playing
so
house for me.
fucking funny. He said he ain't helping. That's like playing house for him. So guess what? If you're on here and you looking, don't look at him because the hell he ain't got nothing to for you. You feel me? Let's go to. Can you read some of the comments for me?
As Charles say, if a woman just focus on that, then let's see.
Oh,
Then
wait a minute. Did he
couple.
curse? Because you blanking out
No,
words.
no, I was just going through it. Can you see it? Oh, okay.
Let me
Hold up.
see.
Sorry, my phone battery life thing coming up.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
He said if a woman just focus on pouring into that man, this won't even be a conversation. But women using that vagina as an ATM, you get what you pay for. Ah! Well, I guess, ladies, for y'all who not just letting people hump on y'all and don't get
assume
nothing but
everyone is
hard
stable because you
penis
don't
out of
sit
it,
there.
Charles said you using your coochie as an ATM machine. He said you are using your coochie as an ATM machine. The dating coach said if you need assistance from somebody that you are talking to or that you are dating, you are financially unstable and do not need to be dating.
Right,
Dating coach,
and I
I
feel like a
gotta agree
lot of
with
times.
Shanita. That's
And
a
I feel
little
like and I
selfish.
feel like a lot of times when it comes to just like with parenting and stuff, like I was reading this book and they mentioned this about how like if you like your daughter or your son come to you, well most of your daughters come to you and be like, hey, I'm dating this new guy. A lot of times the first question is, oh, what does he do? A lot of people looking at the exterior indicators, but what about the like the internal indicators, like how does he make you feel? Is he showing you empathy? Does he make you feel special? That's what's important. I will always want my child to feel comfortable enough to come to me and ask me for money and not have to ask a man who she's getting to know, because I do feel like that is kind of saying like, oh, if you sleeping up with someone, you have to ask them for money, and it sounds a little like a form of selling yourself. It sounds like a little bit of sex work. I
I must have been
don't
a
know, but
prostitute for many years, many years.
yeah, I always want my child to feel comfortable to come to me first before you asking someone that's not your husband. I would want that.
So you feel like people should only ask their husbands for
Their husbands,
assistance.
yeah. Or someone at least you be
And that's how
engaged.
I feel, Chucky. I feel like Chucky. If he loves you, he will provide. And actually, what you said too, like when you get to know somebody, get into somebody, I think that people who if you have somebody that into you, a man, and I'm not, and everybody has their own definition of a man, so I don't want to get my head chopped off when I say this. But a lot of the times for me, a man is not going to just sit back and watch his woman struggle or watch the person that he's dealing with go through things. Like they will help you. So I don't know. I guess I can't really say too much on that part of it
Right.
because
But like the
I
thing
can't
is,
speak
like
for
if a
everybody.
man take on a woman and he knows she's struggling, then I feel like you're taking on someone else's issue. You know what I'm
So
saying,
it does.
Alex?
So you don't think that if I'm financially unstable and I meet you and we're in a relationship and we're trying to build, you don't have the patience to teach me to better, or as Chucky said, Charles said, pour into the person you're with. So it kind of sounds like if somebody's with you and they end up on
I
a
expect
rocky
them to come
ship,
with
it's like
certain. I
that's your problem.
it is a you problem. I expect them to come to me with certain things that I should not have to teach them. And being an adult and managing your finances, being an adult and managing your finances is not something that I should have to teach you. I shouldn't have to teach you human decency or like just skills that you should know. These are life skills that anyone that over a certain age should have these certain life skills. So if I have to teach you that, I did that when I worked in treatment foster care. I taught the kids life skills. But I don't want to have to do that with my partner. I don't want to have to teach my partner certain things. I expect them to have certain things together before
Mhm.
they come to me. Yeah.
Yeah, so again, I guess that just goes to, it all depends on what you want and what you want in a relationship.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's all
so
about what works for
that
you, you know? Yeah.
yeah, it's about what works for you. Like Coach said, he not helping you. He not even buying you nothing to eat. You know what I'm saying? He not even doing none of that shit. You
I
you
don't
better
mind
come to
paying for
him
dates and something like that, but we
already
we're
whole.
taking turns doing stuff like that. But I think that definitely yeah, I believe it's a red flag. And usually people that like to help provide for people, they sometimes they want people like to feel like your savior and stuff like that. So it might be something
David
else
said
there.
you got to evaluate one situation. If I see she's driving on bald tires, I'm gonna fix her tires. Like he said, if I see her fridge is empty and she has kids, I may bring groceries on the next visit. First off, if I decide to get to know you, it's something already special that I see in you.
Ooh, if you see if you see
We're too
someone's fridge
selfish
empty with
and
kids,
self-centered.
that's not a good parent. If you see someone's fridge empty with kids, they are not parenting appropriately. That's an issue. That's a red flag. If you can't even take care of your kids, should you be entering into a relationship anyway? You have other
So
issues
it
going
sounds, so
on.
it sounds, so it sounds like from everything that you're saying, it sounds like people should never fall on hard times.
I think that if you fall on hard times, there's assistance out there, and there's also you should be able to go into people that you already know that you've known for years, like your best friends and your family. Hopefully, they are willing to help you out. Not me, that's someone that you're getting to know. I think that's a red flag. Yeah, people fall on hard times, but yeah, I believe that's a red flag. That's not, that someone does not know how to properly manage their finances, and that's a red flag for me because this is someone eventually that we're going to invest on property with, and even have a child with. So that's saying that one day I come home, the bills that you're responsible for, you might not pay them, and that's an issue. I don't want to have that lingering over my head or something like that serious. I mean, if you're dating, like of course my clients and stuff, they're dating to enter into a real like a long-term relationship with the possibility entering into a relationship with someone with those possibilities, then you're saying that this person is unstable, but I'm still going to buy a house with you. I'm still going to have a child with you, and I know that you are not responsible. I want you to come with certain things that you know how to handle and manage for yourself as an adult.
But also, because y'all like to always say in the black community, you do know that a lot of us weren't taught about saving and finances and all of that, right?
At a certain age, hopefully you learn those life skills. Yeah, I understand that. But at a certain age, you should have those type of skills. I'm just saying, like at a certain age, everyone have their own expectations. Some people might not expect that out of a partner, and that's fine for them. But I just say like you have to look at the different areas, the different life domains in people's lives and say, okay, these are red flags. If someone
Well,
is
I mean, don't get me wrong. I definitely get your point. I definitely understand some of everything that you're saying. And I'm not gonna say I understand all of it.
Hmm.
Um, I understand everything that you're saying. And everybody has different things that they want in a relationship. Everybody has different um, um, things that they want in a relationship. You know, I couldn't look at somebody who needed this. Now, if you need assistance all the time and I'm just giving, then yeah, that is a problem. But at the same time, it's like someone who may need help. I feel like we all may need help at some point or another. You may have a job and you still need some help, but you don't qualify for food stamps, or you don't qualify for some of the uh, assistance programs that are out here that do give assistance or give you help, because
Right.
there are a lot of jobs
If
out
you don't qualify for food stamps, then you're mismanaging your money where you can't buy food. I mean, a lot of people can get food stamps even if it's not like the max. But
there. No,
Charles
I don't. I
said,
don't. They deny me. I don't get food stamps.
oh, your fridge not empty, is it? Charles said if she's 35 and the
Yes.
fridge is empty, she don't want to be saved. Right. Like I'm not taking on someone else's issue. That is an issue. That is a major area in your life. Like if your finances are not together, how can I build a life with you when you have to learn that? Like, or how can I build a life with you if you out here getting in car accidents or you're not responsible enough to go to work, get to work on time and maintain a job? That's a red flag. That's all I'm saying. It's a red
So you're
flag.
saying that everybody. So you're saying that if you don't have anything saved up to handle a rainy day or hard times, that's your fault.
If you don't, at a certain age, you have to make a life for yourself.
So everyone who has been out of work, the 400 people or the 100 people that were fired or let go from hotels and
This is
different
a, but
employers
when you
because of
bring up the
Corona.
quarantine,
No,
right? But when
wait
you
a
bring
minute
up the
though. Wait a
corona,
minute. Let me finish. Right?
okay.
That they should have had some savings to be able to deal with this, and because they don't, they are financially unstable
I was raised
or
that you
haven't
should
learned the
always
life skills.
Well, I was raised that you should always have 3 months set aside just in case you lose your job, just in case something happened. However, the people like the corona, this is a special circumstances. This is not something that someone probably did prepare for, but hopefully they did have enough savings, or you can get unemployment to help you out with that. So yeah, it's
So, but everybody doesn't qualify for unemployment.
so if you don't qualify for unemployment, then that's something that
Coach is like,
that's
I ain't with
something that
this. You.
no, but no, I'm saying if they don't qualify for unemployment, then what's the reason they don't qualify for unemployment? Did they not have a steady job? And if they have a
Well,
certain age, if they,
you know that all of these things have things attached to them. Some of them have a lot of them have stipulations and guidelines that you have to. Like Shanita said, she said she got denied food stamps too, but she got food. Me too. But it's just like you are just so funny because you are like, look, I don't want to be so I don't want what I think is good though, because you know the type of person that you want to be with and whom
yeah,
you want to be with. It's like if you're not a millionaire, you ain't a six-figure nigga, I ain't dealing with you. You know what I'm saying?
or
Like
if you
you'll
can't hold
already
your
tell me.
own, I want someone that
Yeah.
can hold their own. Yeah. And
But
that's what I
then
want
again,
my clients. It's not necessarily that they have to make six figures, but they should be able to hold their own.
and shouldn't ever. So the coach is saying you should be able to hold your own and never fall on hard times. And just because you kicking it with
If you
somebody,
fall on hard
you
times, there's things out there that you should have a plan for. If you fall on hard times, if your credit's together, you can get a loan, you can use credit cards until you get up. Like the quarantine, everything
but
is
why
opening
would
up.
I
It
get a
hasn't been
loan?
3 months.
But why would I get a loan and get credit
Or
cards and create more debt or another bill to pay if I already can't pay the bills now because of maybe corona or because I lost my job or whatever. That
if
that,
you
that wouldn't
if
even
you lost your job, you should be able to get some type of assistance or ask your family. That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of times, if people come into someone that they're dating and asking them, they probably burn some bridges. That's what I'm saying. It would be
so he
red flag.
so the coach said, my brothers and sisters, you're supposed to get assistance from your family and not the man that you're dealing with or not the woman that you're dealing with. Again, I always love your opinions on it because it is so funny. What you need to say, sound where he from, where he live, because it sounds like a white white people's thoughts or something. Sounds like white people thoughts. That is so funny. Um, they Ari said it just sounds like a whole lot of selfish. She said basically you got to come perfect and stay that way. I'ma head out. I get that. I can see how that can be done. David says, stop judging so harshly. It's not easy out here. Anyone could use help at one time or another. If I'm seeing her, I'd be less than a man not to. So again, everybody has different things that they would do. And I guess, I've been fortunate enough where, as to what David says, like, I have run into people who felt just like David, just like Shanita. She attracts married men. David, he assists. You attract millionaires, people that's already
Not
together, and
millionaires. I
I
attract
attract
people
people
that can
who are
hold their
healthy.
own. I'm not saying I attract millionaires. I attract people that can hold their own, that can maintain, yeah,
So do
and
you
not
think
have
that
to ask me for anything. Huh?
I was about to ask you a question, but you already told me that you don't feel like you should have to learn things from people when you're in a relationship with them. Me, I can't be
I
in a
think you
relationship
can
with you if
learn
I
things
can't.
from, no, I think you can learn things from people, but if you're over a certain age, I'm not dating someone where I have to teach them basic life skills.
James says some folk have not received their unemployment yet. That's true.
Okay. And they
Charles
still ain't
says
get
this.
put out. And if you're not getting, you can still go get food stamps. I mean, there's ways that you can, you should be able to do that. You don't have to come and ask someone that you're dating.
Charles said this is age based. The rules are different at 24, 29, 35, and 40. Um, I
I
like I
agree.
like how you I like how you put that. I like how you put that. He cleaned it up a little bit. In your early 20s, some people are irresponsible. Some people make
Hmm.
mistakes even in their
Right.
30s, even in their 40s. You do have to learn. I feel like if you make mistakes, sometimes you gotta fail to know how to fail forward. To me, I
Right.
feel like
And I agree. And that's why earlier I said that if you're like a certain age, like 30, 35, you should know like certain basic life skills. So yeah, agreed.
and tell us again what are the basic life skills you should know.
One of them is definitely on how to manage your finances.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what else? Communication.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just all about their individual, what they want, but definitely managing your finances.
So
Absolutely.
definitely managing your finances. The coach said you should at least have like 3 months saved up if you can. And you know what?
I said that's what I
You know,
was
I
taught
was,
at a young age.
he was in here earlier, and I don't still see him, but who feels just like you?
Who's that?
Taran Riddick. He's always usually in here causing chaos. He feels just like you. Like he feels like people, even with this going on, he was like, you mean to tell me people ain't have money fucking saved up for a rainy day like this? You mean to tell me that y'all, because he's from New York. So he's from New York, and he always likes to say it's a Baltimore thing. He feel like all Baltimore women, all they do is beg for money.
Mm.
Or they want $40. As
Oh,
you can see, some of us said that we would deal with somebody and help them. Some said they wouldn't. And some said that no, they ain't dealing with none of that. Me and coach is friends, and he said he ain't even giving me no fucking Chick-fil-A unless he already passing on Chick-fil-A. So, a different strokes for different folks. Queen
yeah.
Queen said, "Let me say this. I have my own money." Justin said, "Yes, exactly. This just one chapter, and it's not about settling or dating beneath." Charles said, "I was dating this cop. She asked me to replace her water heater. No."
Some people try to get over. I mean, hey.
Oh my gosh. Aries, Laverne said, you could potentially lose out on the best thing that ever happened to you by judging a book by one chapter. Yeah, yes.
It's not
I
one chapter,
totally,
really.
like, I always say that. Like, I always try to tell people to never judge a person by the chapter of their life that you walked in on, because you never know. I always like to
But
say good things sometimes come wrapped in sandpaper as well. So yeah,
But
I
what you're
definitely
saying is
understand
like,
that.
oh, I'm not saying judge them. I'm saying you have to make a right decision for you as far as what your expectations when you are looking for a partner and dating. If your expectations is to date someone who's not financially, that's fine. If your expectations is to date someone that can maintain their own, you're not judging the other person. You're turning away with no judgment and keeping it moving and turning the page. That's not the page for you. It's not judgment though.
Wait a minute, what you say? You said that you turning the page. Say it
Yeah,
again.
because life is like a catalog. If you see something on this page and you don't want it, you turn the page, but you don't judge it. You just turn the next page until you find something that you do want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but when you say judgment, I'm not saying judge people. I'm saying you making the right decisions for you. Me and my clients, we come up with expectations, certain expectations that they should have.
So David said, anyone I dated, I've helped, and I got that money back 10 times fold. He also said, my first wife dealt with me, and I didn't have shit. I'll never forget. Yeah,
Mm.
so Ari said, it definitely sounds like judgment.
I
Uh,
mean, that's fine
yeah,
if it
I do.
sounds
You
like
know, you
it
guys,
sounds like
I do.
judgment for some people. It might sound harsh, but when I'm coaching, I have to stay on them, make sure they don't follow the same patterns that they followed before. I don't like again, I'm not a person that judge. However, I'm a person that use common sense. If someone you might can't believe everything they say, you might can't believe everything someone do, but what you can believe is patterns. If someone has a credit score of 400 and something and they can't pay their bills, that's a pattern. That's letting you know that this person is not financially stable, that they do not manage their finances properly. That's just patterns, and you have to pay attention
Wait a
to
minute,
patterns.
but you know, people credit do go up and down, right?
Not that low. But I'm just saying that it's not judgment. No, what I'm saying is that it's not
Y'all, he is
judgment.
on a roll today,
No,
Yari.
because with y'all making it like I'm not judging
He
you. I'm
threw
saying it's
this
just not
virtual
for you.
reality. He
No.
coach through virtual reality. He is cutting up today. I love it. Give me a five. Give me a five.
No, I'm just saying you have to use common sense and have certain expectations for yourself.
Shanita said you wouldn't know the credit score if y'all just dating.
Oh, before y'all get engaged, you should know.
Oh, he said before you get engaged, you should know. Chucky said, "Girl, I'll buy you some Chick-fil-A." He said, "Nick shop at Amazon. He need all the options. Y'all just fucking catalogs." Yes, the coach said no. Oh my God, this is you are so hilarious. Like
You funny.
you always you always make me laugh, yo. You always keep me laughing because I mean, again, to some people probably do feel away, or couldn't look at it as his judgment, and that's why I'm here, you guys, to create the balance because I do understand that not everyone starts out with a 700 credit score.
But when you say start
I
out,
am
that's again,
somebody. Excuse me.
but you're
I
missing what I'm
am
saying.
somebody who
Because you said start
I
out.
am
I'm not saying
someone.
start out. I'm not saying start out. 21, 25, you're starting out. I'm talking about 30, 35 and up. So again, I'm talking about people that are after like the age of 25, So I'm not talking about like someone that's
But after
21.
25, and after 25, you still might fuck up a little bit. But like, but me, I am somebody who once upon a time I had a fucking like 408 credit score, and
Mhm.
and then it shot all the way up. So I mean, I would have hate to have dated somebody at that time, and the nigga be like, "Your credit score is what? I can't fuck with you," because it's like, okay, that's fine, that changes, but look at me now. So it's just like I definitely I would never um I've seen life, I've been high, I've been low, you know what I'm saying, for
Mm,
me. So life has taken me through a lot of hoops and loops, some things we bring ourselves, and we all have different experiences, and we all experience things differently, and we come out of them things differently, and
mhm.
sometimes you got to make life lessons and you learn them the hard way or through ups and downs, and to create the balance from the coach. You have some people that's like, yo, you right. you right on. And then you have some people who agree with me, like, I'm not fucking you and you can't do nothing for me. Like, we're not being in a relationship. I'm not being married to you or anything like that. And I can't ask you for help. Or if I fall on a hard time, you're gonna fucking look at me like I'm a piece of shit and can't get nothing or do any better. I do know, like, a lot of people who've been affected by Corona. Like, I would hate for them to be out here dating or be in a relationship and their husbands or girlfriends leave them because they can't clear the unemployment. But I definitely think it's all in about what and who you want and
Mm-hmm.
what you can do with. And I don't think anything or anybody is perfect, only because you don't know. I feel like when people who are all up here, that God allows some events to occur and different things to go on that'll bring your ass right down here real quick. And then when you do come back, you're gonna come back a little more humble. So
Yeah, but
um
but from what I hear, what you're saying is, well, I hate to put it like this, but date down.
date down.
Yeah,
What do you
date
mean?
down. Date
What do you
someone
mean?
that if you're up here, you're saying it's fine to date someone that's down here. Like, just I'm just saying, if
No,
you're
I didn't
not
say
like,
no, no, no. I didn't say that. I said that there. I said if you are up here, that sometimes God will allow certain things to occur that will knock you down and humble you real quick and bring you down. And then
yeah,
once then
absolutely.
you have to climb and you get back up here. Me, as far as I'm not one who, like you said. Remember before we talked about, could somebody date somebody who worked at McDonald's or something like that, or if they didn't have a certain stature. Me, when I date a person, or when I don't even date, but I don't like that word date. But when I'm dealing with somebody and stuff like that, I'm not looking at what you have, because at the end of the day, like, I know I'm the table, and your money ain't my money, and what you eat don't make me shit. So as long as I'm together, I'm okay with that. But I'm not gonna not deal with you because you have a $500 credit score. Well, I'm not gonna not deal with you because while we're dealing with each other, you need help. I'm not gonna be like, oh,
But you
you know what I'm
said
saying?
long as they
So
can, you said if they work at McDonald's, long as they can handle them though. That's the thing. Like, if they can
no,
handle
you
them
said
though.
long as they can handle them.
So I don't get that. So you're saying, like, if you will date someone that's unemployed, that's living in his mama's basement, and that's fine.
I don't. I've never met anybody that live with their parents.
But I'm saying, if you meet them
I now
today,
now now I fucked with a dude that lived with his parents. I'll fuck with you and fuck around all day long, but I ain't gonna make you my man.
why not?
Because my man can't live with his mother.
Oh, okay. Why? But you said don't he walked in your life. This is the chapter that he's on, and he walked in your life. But you're not giving him the real time of day. You're giving him, okay, we'll have sex, but you're not going to make him your man. So you're basically,
Because I'm not gonna make. But this person in particular, I'm not gonna make you my man because I would have never made you my man to begin with. I'll fuck with you and have sex and we can hang out, but no, like
and
we were around like the same age and stuff. Like, I like older guys, so it's like, no, it's like it's other things that play a part with that. It ain't just because
okay.
you live with your mom. I've definitely met somebody and dealt with somebody, and they did lose their job. You know what I'm saying? They was. We at one point in time, we both was collecting unemployment. I had
Okay.
a house and all of that. So I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't judge you based off of what you have or say I'm not gonna deal with you. 9 times out of 10, I already know if I want you to be my man or how far I want to pursue things with you when I fucking meet you. Like it,
Mm-hmm.
it's like a feeling I get. You know what I'm saying? I can't describe it because we all experience things differently. But say if I meet you and I'm like, damn, and I kick it with you and I talk to you, I'm like, I could be with him. So because I see myself with him, I'm gonna be with him. We're gonna chit chat. I'm gonna get to know him. Do this. If I
Mm-hmm.
see you and I'm like, oh damn, I just want to fuck him. He probably get to have a good time with. Oh, but he lived with his uncle. Or he lived with his mother. That ain't got nothing to do with me because from the time I seen you, I didn't place you in my life like that. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? Not everybody can do that. Not everybody does that. That's just what I do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe it takes 30 days or 90 days to know um if you see yourself with somebody. I feel like that's something that you instantly can see from the jump. And that's only because I do it. I don't think that you could do it. I don't think that Charles, Shanita, or anybody else can. I'm just saying that for me, God made us all differently. I know where I'm going to place you at in my life when I first meet you. And if I don't see any future with you or see anything with you, then you falling on hard times, or you not having a job, or you not having any ambition. That ain't got shit to do with me, because I'm not gonna, as Chucky likes to say, um, pouring, as he used his word pouring. I like that.
Right.
I'm not going to pour and invest in you if I don't see anything there with you. But over here, okay, well, what
But
is
if
the
they don't,
reason
if you
why
don't
you
see
living with your
ambition
mother?
and
You
stuff,
know what
you're
I'm
not
saying?
going to invest in
What is
them, right?
what is the reason why you living with your mother? What's the cause for that? I'm gonna want to know more about you if I'm
Hmm.
trying to be with you. And of course, like, yo, I would love to help you and pitch you in the right direction. But I'm not gonna be like, oh, the nigga live with his mother, and I don't want to deal with him. Like me, I can't be with a man that play video games. I've
Okay.
never ever dated. I've never ever dated a guy. Whereas you, because you got me using goddamn date. I've never been in a relationship with a man that played video games. I've never been in a relationship with a man that played video games. I'm not saying there's something wrong with it, but I'm just saying my man can't play video games. So you know what I'm saying? We all have different things. He may say he can't be with a loud person. He may say his girlfriend or his wife can't have tongue rings and piercings. Okay, you might want to skip past me and go get your $200. I don't have a problem with that, because we all have preferences. I'm not gonna be with no man that fucking play video games. That's just me though. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Yeah, I think everyone have their own expectations, and when they looking for someone, they all have things that they look for. So, I mean, I think that's fine, but I'm just saying that's what I recommend to my clients who are serious
Yeah.
about dating and building with someone.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, that's absolutely. So again, like we all do things differently. No two people are alike. No one person is alike.
Hmm.
Um, not everybody can compartmentalize their feelings either. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends. It all depends on what works for you. You know what I'm saying? It may, like you say, you get your clients to make sure that you only deal with people who have a strategic dating plan. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what are you looking for? The goal is marriage. The goal is to be in a relationship. The goal is
Hmm.
to already say. So that's what you deal with.
Right.
But there are people out here who are like, yo, I'm not dating. There are some people that say, well, I can know within a week, or I can know at first sight, or whatever, where I see a person at. In my
Mhm.
in my life, you know what I'm saying? I can't say that that's not accurate, or I wouldn't say that they're lying or anything like that. Like, I don't know what you want for yourself. I haven't experienced relationships with you. You get what I'm saying? Just like with you don't deal with no broke niggas. You don't deal
I
with
deal
people
with
that have
people
a
that
lot of
can
life
that can hold
experience.
their own. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
just
So it's like it would be unfair for someone to say the coach is full of shit. You get what I'm saying? I don't know if you're full of shit. You might not agree with what I'm saying, or you might not agree with what he says, but at the end of the day, like, he knows what he wants in a damn relationship and what he don't want to deal with.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
I think
But
if a lot of people actually, well, of course, like if you're intentional, then you can avoid a lot of issues in relationships. And I think that's
yeah,
just to bring it all around. That's like if you're intentional and you have these conversations before you get in a relationship, you can know if the person you're dating is someone who want an open relationship. You can know if the person you're dating is financially stable and meets your expectations that you have for yourself. So it's all about really just
what you want.
conversation, being intentional. And a lot of people do approach dating and they don't, they're not intentional. And I do think that is why the divorce rate is 50%.
And that's why we have you, the dating coach, to come and help these people out. So a question too that someone had asked me about you before we get out of here. They wanted to know, what makes you a dating coach? Are you just saying that you're a dating coach? Is there some qualifications you had to go through, some classes?
We
So
went
could
through
you
this
give them a?
before on another show.
I know, but for the new people, but this was just a recent question that was asked, and I was like, well, he is, but I'll have him reiterate so that way we can know,
You
because we
could
do
have just
have
let them
new
know. We don't
people.
got to go back there. I'm more than
Well,
quali
I want to.
I'm more than qualified.
He
Okay.
said he's more than qualified. So I don't know what you have to be a dating coach and stuff like that. What do you have to have for somebody who may want to be a dating
You don't
coach? Can
have
you
to
let
have
them know what
anything. You don't have to have anything to be a dating coach. Anyone can be a
so
dating coach. It's just like anyone could be a fitness instructor, fitness coach. I mean, it depends on the plan that you want to pursue, like the direction you want to take. That's, if you say, hey, I know a lot about this. I want to be a dating coach or relationship coach. You can do that. Yeah.
yeah. Well, if you guys want to be a talk show host like me, or you want to have your own talk show,
Yeah,
or
like just jump
help
up on
people through love.
Facebook or
I
whatever, like to
um
do it.
I actually I do I read books, I read different communication things. I also look into different, maybe classes and stuff to take because because that's just something I want to do. I don't ever want to just be saying something and then don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So I do read those type of things. It is different things that you can go into. You could take up like broadcasting classes and all of that stuff like that.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, any type of coach you can get a certification. So I mean, like I said, we talked about that on another show. So they ask, you should know, you can tell them.
Well, I did tell them, but they wanted to
Okay.
know.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
they wanted to know. So he doesn't want to answer. He said, "Go back and rewatch the show."
Because
I have
you
to figure
already
out
know
which
you
show.
you can tell them.
I'll have to figure out which show it was because I don't keep track of
You
all of them. So I'll
forgot.
have
If
to.
you
I'll
if
go.
you want to know for you, I'll tell you.
Huh? No,
You
I don't even
forgot.
know. I forgot the show, so I'll tell them to go to the show. I'll
Okay.
tag the show.
No, I was
Um,
saying if you did forgot, I'll let you know again. But I am a certified relationship coach. I am a social worker. I study human behavior in school. I'm 2 semesters away from getting my master's. I'm forever a student of human behavior. I love human behavior. I read tons of relationship books, tons of books on dating. So that's what makes me a dating and relationship coach.
Yeah, see, I already knew you was a social worker. I knew you had certifications, but I just didn't know
Right.
which ones or how that
Mm.
works. You guys, if you're not, make sure you go join Candy Code Secrets Facebook's group. Make sure you go to Dating Made Simple with Coach Love. Tell them about your group and your page and things like that.
Wow. Wow, David.
David said, apparently you don't need a heart. Yeah, he was hard today, y'all. This,
You
this,
think
this is
so?
a new side of Coach.
You think that's harder? It's just not about not. I'm all about. So I'm a dating relationship coach, certified relationship coach. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Coach Nick Love. You can also check out my website, coachnicklove.com. I am all about teaching my clients how to make a strategic dating plan so they can be successful at dating and date well. I'm someone who is very strong about having um being clear on your intentions, knowing what you envision when it comes to dating. I'm a spiritual person, so is Candy, and we always talk about how we create our own reality. If you don't know what you want, the universe will throw anything your way. So if you're walking around on automatic pilot and the universe throws anything your way, that's what you welcomed into your life. So yeah.
Yeah, you guys, and that's that. Make sure you share the show. Give me a heart thumbs up. Follow the YouTube, the link. Um, my website is almost complete. It's up, but it's almost complete. Make sure that you go and you can follow the likes page and hit likes because pretty soon that's where the shows will be. So you will have to have a notification in order to know when I go live. Also, y'all see, Facebook has allowed it back to where as though y'all can join me on a conversation. So whenever you see me live, or we're having a show, or we get into our little happy hour Monday shows again like that, you can hit the button and I will bring you right on here. If ever you want to co-host a show with me, just let me know and I'll be there. Okay. Until next week, we will see you later. Bye.
All right. Thanks for